Hey everyone, what's up? Steve here. I'm hoping you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I'm saying that because I'm shooting this video at the very end of November of 2020, and I'm about to do something that I haven't done in a while, which is a movie review. And the movie I'm reviewing today is Run, directed by Aneesh Chaganty and starring Sarah Paulson and Kiera. Run is a horror thriller which was originally supposed to come out in theaters around Mother's Day of 2020, but ended up releasing on Hulu recently due to the pandemic. The movie involves a young, wheelchair-bound homeschool student played by Kiera, who starts to believe that her mother, played by Sarah Paulson, is keeping a dark secret from her. In the week leading up to when I first watched Run, I had heard a lot of really good things about it, and I have to say that every single one of those things was very well deserved. This is one of the better films to come out of 2020. Even if you consider how 2020 has gone so far, this is one of the better films in the past few years, I would say, especially when it comes to horror thrillers. As usual, I'll start with the performances, and once again, Sarah Paulson plays a very, very creepy character, and she does it perfectly. Now, this isn't a super overtly creepy character most of the time. This is one who has those little subtle hints of creepiness going on. Now, despite what I'm saying about Sarah Paulson being really good, the real star of this film is the young Kiera. She knocks it out of the park, and she's wheelchair bound in real life. This young actress brings a lot to the role that somebody who didn't live this type of life day in and day out wouldn't have been able to add to the role by themselves. At least I think so. And not only that, but she has real acting chops, not even considering that she happens to have a disability that's similar to what her character goes through. In recent years, there's been a lot of talk about actually hiring actors who have disabilities that their characters have, and this is a great case for that. I'm definitely a proponent of that, but a lot of people, for whatever reason, think that if you do that, what's going to happen is you're going to get somebody who isn't going to be able to give a good performance, even though they happen to have the disability. But this is something that totally blows that argument out of the water, because this girl is insanely good in this role. This is a fantastic example of why it is important to actually take the time to do your casting right. And not only is she good in the role, but her character is honestly a really good main character to have. She's really smart, and she figures things out as the movie goes along without being overtly told these things. And because of that, you really root for this character. You want to see her get out of the situation she's in, and you want to see her succeed. And this is a good segue into another thing that I really loved about the film, is that it really tries to follow, for the most part, the rule of show, don't tell. Basically, because there are so few characters in the film, there's not really much exposition that's told to people throughout the movie. You're really figuring things out as the main character is figuring things out, and they're not thrown in your face. They're kind of presented to you in a subtle way most of the time. If I was wearing a hat right now, I would tip it off, especially to the director Aneesh Chaganty. Aneesh Chaganty, for those who don't know, is the guy who directed Searching, and that was a criminally underrated film from the couple of years ago. Now, Searching was a very unconventional film, and it also had to abide by a very big, let's kind of pay attention to details and show people what's going on type of thing, because that movie was about a father whose daughter goes missing, and the entire movie takes place over her computer and over the computers that people use. Now, obviously, that's a very unconventional way of telling a story, but Aneesh Chaganty used attention to detail and little things that are relevant to that to make a very fantastic movie. Now, Run is a more conventionally made film, but it has no loss in the attention to detail. There are very many small details laced throughout the film where they're not exactly blink and you miss it, but they're just really subtly presented to us. Nobody overtly says this thing is happening, and the main character doesn't call attention to us that this thing is happening, but it's right there, and it's not even really the center of attention sometimes, but there are little things just sprinkled throughout the frame that add a lot to what's going on. Now, for the most part, the movie is very grounded in reality, and it feels very realistic. But I will admit, toward the end, there are some things that happen where I don't think they would happen like that in real life. And there is a bit of a suspension of disbelief in very particular situations. With that being said, it doesn't detract from the rest of the film. And it's one of those things where you watch it and it's a little thing that goes by, but you love the rest of the film so much that you just don't care. It's at that point where it feels like if you're criticizing one part of the film, you're nitpicking. And I don't like to nitpick movies most of the time. Now, this film, I really don't want to nitpick. I really want to watch it again soon. It's available on Hulu right now. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend it. Run is a damn good movie. It's one of the best of 2020. I highly recommend it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. That's it for tonight's review. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps out with the algorithm that YouTube uses, and helps people who don't know this channel very well, but would like the type of content that I make, find the video, and find my channel to watch this type of content. And if you haven't already and like what you see and want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to see more, hit that bell icon too, so that not only are you subscribed, but you get notifications when I post videos. And with that being said, have a good night, and I'll see you guys later.